When people learn I've had cancer, they often call me brave. They say it with such conviction, as though the diagnosis itself required courage. But here's what I've learned through my own journey with bone marrow cancer. I'm not brave for having cancer. I'm brave for choosing to live anyway. Let me explain what I mean. Cancer didn't ask for my permission. It arrived uninvited, unwelcome, and completely beyond my control. I didn't heroically face down some enemy and choose to engage in battle. The battle chose me. So where does bravery actually enter this equation? It enters in the moment I decided that cancer wouldn't be the final word on my life. Bravery showed up on the morning I looked at my calendar and scheduled a lunch with a friend 3 months out, even though I didn't know if I'd make it to that date. That act of planning for a future I couldn't guarantee, that took courage. I walked into my favorite restaurant 6 weeks into treatment, ordered food I wasn't sure I could taste anymore, and I laughed. Not because everything felt fine, but because I chose joy over surrender. I found bravery in smaller moments too. I shaved my head before the chemotherapy could take my hair from me. That sounds like such a minor thing, doesn't it? But standing in front of that mirror with clippers in my hand, I reclaimed a tiny piece of control. I decided how this part of my story would unfold. Every morning after that, when I looked at my reflection, I saw someone who refused to be merely a passenger in their own life. Here's what many people don't understand about living with cancer. The diagnosis creates a fork in the road. One path leads toward closing down, protecting yourself from further pain by feeling less, hoping less, living less. I understand that path. I've stood at its entrance many times. The other path requires you to stay open, even when opening yourself means risking more heartbreak, more disappointment, more fear. Choosing that second path over and over again, that's where my bravery lives. I spent decades as a maxillofacial trauma surgeon. I reconstructed faces, restored function, helped people reclaim their lives after devastating injuries. I saw genuine courage in my patients every single day, but I didn't fully understand it until I sat on the other side, until I became the patient. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is feeling the terror and choosing to move forward regardless. My bravery appeared when I called my children and told them about my diagnosis. I could have hidden behind clinical language, could have minimized what I faced, but instead I chose honesty. I chose connection over protection. I let them see me scared, and then I let them see me fight. That vulnerability, that openness, it terrified me more than any scan or procedure ever could. I discovered bravery when I went back to work between treatments. Some people questioned that decision, but here's what they didn't see. I needed to feel useful. I needed to remember who I was beyond this illness. Every surgery I performed, every patient I helped, reminded me that I still had something to offer this world. Cancer tried to reduce me to a diagnosis, but I refused. I remained a surgeon, a parent, a friend, a human being with purpose. The choice to live anyway means I attend weddings knowing I might not make it to the next one. It means I plant gardens I may never see bloom. It means I start books I might not finish and make plans that might need canceling. Some people call this denial. I call it defiance. I call it hope with its eyes wide open. Living anyway means I acknowledge my scans might bring bad news, and I schedule them regardless. It means I have honest conversations with my oncologist about prognosis, while simultaneously planning next year's vacation. It means I hold both reality and hope in the same hand, without letting either one crush the other. Here's what I want you to understand. Whether you're facing cancer yourself or supporting someone who is, the bravery isn't in the diagnosis. The bravery is in choosing to show up for your life day after day, even when that life looks nothing like what you planned. The bravery is in loving people when loss feels inevitable. The bravery is in celebrating small victories when big victories seem impossible. I'm not brave for having cancer. That required nothing for me except showing up to appointments and enduring what came next. I'm brave because I decided my life still matters. I'm brave because I choose connection over isolation, hope over despair, living over merely existing. I'm brave because every morning I wake up and decide that today matters, that I matter, that this life, however long or short, deserves my full participation. That's the bravery I want to celebrate. That's the courage I see in every person who faces this disease and chooses to live anyway. Not because they're special or superhuman, but because they're gloriously, defiantly, courageously human.